Ashley Boyd with Anointed Living, and I just want to take a moment to talk about how to do a Facebook virtual class. This is something that my team has really just started doing and working on, so I wanted to take a minute to talk about it. If you're using our resources and you're on our team, here in our leadership resources section down at the bottom, we have the Introduction to Essential Oils virtual class and graphics, and if you click on that, it's going to take you to a Dropbox. It has all of the graphics and a Word document that has my entire outline. It's very geared towards me and my voice, so you're probably going to want to change some of the wording and things like that, but you can just take this whole thing and download it. You can download it as a zip file. I know here I'm on a Mac, so it might look a little different than yours unless you're on a Mac too, but somewhere it's going to show you that it's downloading. Here, mine comes up at the bottom. Sometimes they come up on the right over here. But once that downloads, you're going to want to save it. You're going to open it and save it to your desktop. That way it's easy to get to. You can see here is my virtual intro class folder that I've already saved to my desktop. And if I open that, you can see there are all of the files. I've numbered them based on when I'm going to post them. So the number one file or graphic goes with the first post. 2 and 2.2 go with the second post. So you'll do 2 graphics with that post. Number 3 has 3. There is a graphic for every post that I plan to make. We're very visual people, and Facebook is a very visual thing, and so having the graphics I think is really important. I'm going to open up my Word document with my outline here. Maybe, there we go. And it talks a little bit about how to use the guide, but it's basically an outline. You might want to change some of this up depending on the class. You're definitely going to want to change it up with your voice and some of your testimonials because your friends want to hear your experiences. But we're going to talk about just how to set up the class initially. So here on my Facebook, I'm going to go to Home. And over here on the left-hand side, and I'm going to tell you this as if you're doing it from a computer, because that's going to be the easiest way to do it. I highly recommend doing this from a computer. So we're going to go to Events, and then we are going to create an event. And I'm going to create, or here I do, Intro to Essential Oils virtual class. I'm going to add some details. In here I even have a description that you can copy and paste. So I'm going to copy the description here, paste. We're going to say join. It has a few things that you're going to want to edit. Join host name. Here I'm just going to say Ashley. Or here, me. That's right. Join me for an Intro to Oils class because maybe this is an open class that I'm hosting. Add a place, your house, because you don't have to leave your house to do this. You're going to want to add a time. Most of them we do around 7 p.m. We usually stick to the evenings. End time, we try to keep these to an hour and a half. Questions are going to go later, but you want people to know that posts are going to be happening for an hour and a half. So, and that's kind of what we've had going on, or the way that we tried it yesterday. That's about how long it was. It was just right at an hour and a half. You want to make sure it doesn't go into the next day. And then you need to decide on the privacy. Do you want it to be private? Do you have one particular host, and she's going to invite people, and only the people that are invited are going to be able to come? Do you want to make it guests and friends? That's what I suggest. That way people she invites can invite people, or he invites can invite people, and things like that. If it's a public event that you're hosting and you want all distributors everywhere to be able to invite their people, then you can make it public, and anybody can invite anyone. That gets really big, so be prepared if that happens. If you do that, you're going to probably have a really large class with a lot of people coming from all over the place. You also need to tailor the posts, especially when you're talking about signing up at the end, referring people back to the person who invited them. All right, so you're going to create the class, and then you're going to see it come up here. Today at 7 p.m. I'm actually going to go back, and I'm going to make this event private just because, oh, well, it says guests and friends only, so, and there aren't any guests. I'll make it invite only. There we go. That's how you make it private. Invite only, and since I've invited no one will see this. All right, so I'm going to add an event photo. I think having a photo up here with a graphic is really crucial, so it looks inviting and people want to come to it. So I'm going to add an event photo. I'm going to upload a photo. And here I'm going to go to my desktop because that's where I have my virtual class folder. And here you can see at the very bottom here, because they're in alphabetical order with the numbers first, is the virtual class graphic. So that's a graphic I'm going to use. This is a general graphic. Anybody can use it. It doesn't have my name or information on it. But I'm going to choose it. I can reposition it if I need to. Looks pretty good, so I'm going to save the changes. All right, so there's my Intro to Essential Oils virtual class, and the class is set up and ready to go. You won't need to do much of anything else except invite people. I'm going to invite a friend here. We'll invite Jessica. And then I can make Jessica a host as well. Once she accepts the invite, I can change that to where she's also a host, and then she can invite more people or change and edit as needed. I highly suggest when you're doing these to have another distributor, at least one other distributor helping you out, because you're going to be posting things very quickly, and you want someone to be able to field questions. You want people to ask questions, and if they're not getting any answers, people will stop asking questions. So having someone there just to help you answer questions will make it go so much smoother and make it a lot less stressful. All right, so if you go back here, edit the event, make the host or the hostess the host on the event so they can invite their friends. All right, so pre-event. 2 days prior to the event, you're going to want to make this post. We're getting excited. This is the only post that doesn't have a graphic. So then you just come in and you post. It's very easy. It's going to bring up the Seed to Seal website. Just invite and remind people, hey, this is coming up. This is happening. And then when it's time for the event to happen, over here I have kind of an outline where I start posting about 10 minutes before. Yesterday I did this post about an hour before, and I kind of liked doing it that way, really to give people a heads up. 10 minutes may not be enough time to remind people. And then you start posting like the early bird one a minute before or so. But just to show you how the posts work, I keep all the posts numbered because it makes it easier for people to go back and keep up with how the class went, and if they want to go read everything in order. Because as people post comments and likes and things like that, everything's going to get mixed up and out of order because it'll bump the latest thing to the top, the latest thing that someone has posted on. All right, so I've copied and pasted that, and then I'm going to paste the graphic. And here it's the first post, so graphic 1. And it's already bringing up virtual intro class because that's the folder that I last got a graphic out of. So that makes things a lot easier too. So here we go. It's putting the graphic on there. And I post. And this is what it looks like. If you're posting, here on our second post, you can see that we have 2 graphics that go with this one. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm still just copying and pasting. And then when you go in here, you see we have 2 and 2.2. I'm going to click on one, and I'm going to click on my computer. It's the command option. I think on a PC, it's a control option, but it allows you to click both of these at the same time. And basically, you're highlighting 2 of them. If you can do that, that also works on a PC. And then you're going to click open, and it's going to upload both of these graphics at the same time. And then you're going to click post. And there it is. It brings up both graphics. And of course, people are going to have to click on this one. I actually did this one as a separate one last time. So that may be something to look at, where I want to make sure this graphic is on a separate post so that it goes all the way across. And if I'm doing side-by-side posts like this, then I want them to be square graphics so that you can see the entire graphic at the same time. All right, so I just went down, and here you look at my class guide. I would go through the entire thing, posting. In the beginning, I might have posted 1 to 2 minutes apart as I was just saying, hey, welcome, tell us about yourself. But then when you get into the meat of everything, and you're talking about essential oils, it's a lot of information to take in. You might want to spread it out to at least 3 minutes apart, but you don't want to get too far out, no more than 5 minutes, and not very often do you want to wait 5 minutes, because otherwise your class will end up being very long. As you can see here, I have, let's see, 30 something posts that I made, 36 posts that I did, and then a post for the winner after it was all over, because I did do a giveaway. So I just wanted to kind of take a minute to show you how it works, how you post. You're going to have a lot of notifications popping up as you're doing this. So it gets kind of, you're clicking off of notifications so that they'll stop showing up as you're posting. That can be kind of confusing. But if you have a little bit of downtime, you've just posted something, you know you want to leave that one there for a minute, you might want to go through and answer questions for people. But that's basically how you set up and run a virtual class on Facebook. I hope that helps you out. Thanks.